Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Karen's Kids Podcast, episode number 30. Always with my homie, Jose.
What up, everybody?
Listen, man, I hope you guys are all making right with God. Because the world's ending.
It's getting close. It's getting close.
I'm declaring it right now. Friday, January 27th. The world is going to be ending soon.
Why do you say that, buddy?
It's over with. I think we had a good run. I think society as we know it, it's crumbling. It's splitting at the seams. I think we're fucked. And why?
Wait, but I don't think I'm screwed.
You don't think you're screwed? Explain.
No. There's nothing to fear on my end.
Why? You're right with God?
I think I'm
sure. You made your peace with God?
I think I'm sure of where I'm going.
Where's that?
I don't exactly know. I can't prove it, but it's an internal feeling. So, but why are you saying all this?
That the world...
Yeah.
I don't know. We got Chat GPT lingering around.
Yeah.
So, if you folks don't know, Chat GPT seems to be a hot subject nowadays. It's a AI chatbot that pretty much could do almost anything you ask.
Better than you.
Yeah, it's better than you, as in Jordan Peterson's words. I don't know. There's a lot of you could just sense it. There's something. I try to be positive. I try to be glass half full, but there's a lot of just fuckery at the highest levels, and I don't see how we get out of it.
So you don't see any hope.
I don't know. I'm gonna ride it out with hope, but I think it's fun to say there is no hope.
I don't know, buddy. There's lots of hope here. Listen, the good always wins.
Is good winning right now?
No, but in the end, it always wins.
What's evil about right now?
I think there's lots of things that are happening that are... Well, one thing that's evil is if something's not true and you try to, I don't know, change the words around to make it sound like doubtful that it's an actual thing, then that's kind of evil. So, like, for instance, if I say, yeah, a cigarette once in a while, it's not that bad. Oh, that's not true.
Have you ever smoked a cigarette?
No. Yeah, cigar.
Man, they get you fucking buzzed.
Sure.
I've had a few. When I'm fucked up, I'll have one.
Okay.
And I don't like enjoy it, but it gets your brain fired up. You know that nicotine's something. It's like a nootropic or whatever. It kind of gets the brain fired up.
Yeah, but so I don't know what's going on with all this gloom. Why do you feel so gloomy? Chat GPT, just that? You think the AI robots are actually going to take over?
I think like they're gonna. I don't know, man. I think there's probably gonna be some. There's probably some food agendas. Some like they're gonna probably push on fucking fake meat on us.
Oh, they're already doing that.
You know, I just think at the highest levels there's fuckery, and I don't know how good infiltrates that.
Yeah, we talk about this all the time. There's something like a spirit, and that's one thing that we were talking about earlier. Like, what do you see spirit in? How can you describe spirit? Can you describe spirit? Like, what is in the spirit of, or when people say spirit or ghost, or how do you describe it?
I don't believe in like spirit like that. I mean, maybe energy, and I know there's things that we don't know, but
call it whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
But you know that right now you're alive, you're conscious, but at someday, God forbid, anytime soon, hopefully in the future, when you've had an awesome life and you did all the beautiful things that you wanted to do,
mm-hmm.
and you're no longer with us,
mm-hmm.
whatever animated you is no longer there. Mm-hmm. So you don't believe in a ghost? Okay, that's...
What kind of ghost? Like what kind of ghost we talking? Right. Are we talking about like Casper, the fucking friendly ghost that hangs out at a house, or are we talking about trapped energy? We talking about...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who taught you all this fucking bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not, whatever trapped energy. I don't know what that is. I don't know what they mean by when they say that.
I think we pass on to something else. Okay, I don't know
for sure.
You know, if it's heaven or if it's just another word for the next step. I don't know, but there's definitely something, I think.
Well, as far as like spirit goes, like earlier I was telling you that I feel like when you hear the term in the spirit of Christmas, it's like this culminating thought where many people come together and they have this belief that they're doing good and giving gifts and sharing time with family and memories. And they do that all in the spirit of Christmas. And you can do good things in the spirit of God, or you could do things in the evil, demonic, right? Because like
you're
you think
using
about
spirit like a mindset.
it's not. It's like a unifying, come together belief system. It's the system, right? Like so, for instance, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Good dude.
Right. That guy
did a lot for the African American community.
Did he? What did he do?
Had him. I don't know. He wasn't racist.
I don't. That dude was a piece of shit.
I don't know. I was trying to spin it. I was
work.
trying to spin it like you know work. He wasn't. He didn't kill just white people. You know, he kept it inclusional.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm trying to spin it.
Yeah, he sucked big time.
All right, go ahead.
But yeah, so he did things. I would say they were not in the spirit of what is good. He did it in the spirit of what is evil. So when you say you don't believe in ghosts, I'm like, why not?
What evidence do you have?
Well, I feel like I just gave a bunch of evidence. I mean, so when you say that,
I mean, there is some people who claim, I don't know, but it kind of gets into the whole like medium talk, right? And like, I don't know, because are some people more sensitive to it? Is it a skill to tap into shit like that?
Look, man, you could look into it, and a lot of people know I consider myself Christian, but I like to look at it in a very like I feel like I always search out for it to make sense to me, and I don't know, it's something that I always do. Like I can't just believe that. So one time I mentioned that I didn't believe that Jesus walked on water. And then I mentioned that I thought maybe it was like a mushroom floating on water. He ate it and he saw visions or whatever, and all this, whatever. But I don't think that anymore. Like, so this year, one of my resolutions was I was going to read a little more, get into it a little more.
Read what?
Just the Bible, read it a little more, get into it a little more. But I don't want to be cringy or like religious in a way. You know what I mean? Like I want to.
It does come with a little bit of.
It does come with a little bit of cringe.
Yeah.
But I think that's
thumper
manufactured by the other side, if there is another side. You know what I mean? Like,
or do people do it to themselves? You know, they're trying to beat it to people who aren't trying to hear it. So if you're trying to like impose on people's shit, sometimes they can start making the negative comments.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of people that have a lot of problems. Like, for instance, like an alpha, right? Like say you meet an alpha Christian, and he's like, oh, he tries to beat God into you. Like, you're not going to like that. Or a beta guy.
I don't know if I'm sure at some point in time there's been physically people beaten into Christianity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. But yeah, so I don't know. I tend to take it like, I think that if you're really going to get into something like this, then, and you want people to follow you, you need to be like a really good example. Like they got to be like, there's kind of something about that guy. He's not pushy. He's not like, but I kind of like, you know what I mean? Like there's something about him. I can't quite place it. That kind of thing. I think if you're like all pushy, like we work with a guy who says he actually talks to the Lord. Have you met that guy? 'All right, so we work with a guy, and one time he told me, he's like, hey, Yeah.
Oh, I just was. Listen, okay, I'll let you finish your thought, but I just worked with him not too long ago, and on cue, I come in from break, and go ahead. I'll tell the story. Go ahead.
Yeah. So one time we were having lunch. It was a few years ago, and he came and he sat by me. He's like, "Hey, do you believe in the Lord? Do you know where you're going when you die?"
Oh, see,
like,
those are the people who kill it.
I was like,
"You're right."
I was like, "Yeah, I do know where I'm going." He's like, "You do? Where are you going?" I was going, "I'm going to go spend my time with the Lord." And he's like, "Oh, are you a Christian?" I'm like, "I don't know if I am or not."
You should have said like, "Yeah, Lucifer's who I worship."
No.
You should have fucked with him.
No, but I did mess with him. He told me that he speaks to the Lord and the Lord speaks back.
Oh, hey, you can't prove him wrong.
I can't prove him wrong. That's
I think.
exactly
Are you
right.
jealous that he's got a better relationship with God than you?
I think I am a little bit.
I feel it.
I think I am a little bit. I think if God talks to him,
jealous
I'm like, well, how do I get to that?
Yeah.
Maybe
You're
you know,
like,
we need to aspire to be more like him.
Because it's a
That's
one-way.
what it is.
It's a one-way conversation with you so far,
Is
right?
it?
With you and God, it's a one-way conversation.
Yeah,
And you
it's
don't
always
like
been
it.
a one-way conversation.
Yeah. You know, some people got the Holy Spirit. You know, they get the answers, and some people don't.
All right, so
You're with the some. You're part of the some people
that
don't.
was that's what you got out of your interaction with him.
No. So he. All right. So
Listen,
listen.
I'm nobody to be judging. I'm just saying it's weird.
There's nothing wrong with it. You know, some people have their MOs, right? You know, certain people have certain ideas of other people. It's like you know how like certain just things stick with people, and then it's like you talk to them, you're like, sure enough, it's like this is why they call you that, right? Whatever it is, a lot of people still could fit that. You know, the first time I ever met him, we were at break at work, all men sitting around at a construction site, and you got somebody talking Bible stuff. It doesn't, like we're talking most dudes in the trades, they're all the same. Like, there's only a few types of dudes in the trades. They're all like, I don't know. They're just like sports guys, and they want to talk broads and fucking tits and ass and fucking.
There's the family guy.
And some of the conspiracy, some people like to get in the conspiracy side. They talk about, corrupt governments and whatever. And then you got this guy talking about fucking religion. So it doesn't fit into that fucking, like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like work talk.
But it is a type.
And whatever. And then everyone has a story about this guy trying to convert them, basically. So years go by. I haven't seen the guy. I don't think I've seen him since maybe I was an apprentice or maybe like a first or second year journeyman. Long time. Okay. And I at break, I had to drive to like Dunkin' to get coffee, whatever. And the fucking warehouse that we were working at was so cold, like stupid cold. It was colder inside than it was outside.
Okay.
And it's that fucking it's a big giant grow. It's gonna be a dispensary, and
yeah. I've actually felt that when it's colder inside
because that outside. Cement.
Yeah,
we had those
trapped moisture. Almost.
We had those. Remember, we had those like 10-degree days for like a week, right before, and then it got like 50 degrees like a week later.
Yeah.
I think the cement, everything got like the floor got cold and all that, and just there's no heat. Like there was barely a heat source. They had a couple of those. Anyways,
candles.
Yeah. Man, my dumbass. I forgot why you brought that up.
Anyways, it's been a few years since you saw.
Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you. So I sat at a break, and then at like we were taking it at 10. So like 10:26, I was walking back in, and sure enough, motherfucker's like. As soon as I walked up, then he like dropped his voice because he was in mid conversation with with our and fucking just talking scripture shit.
Okay.
And it's like, damn, dude, it's like that's all the motherfucker talks about, and I guess there's nothing wrong with it, but it's like I don't know why it's even weird. I guess how's that even weirder than talking sports all day? I mean, I guess, but
it's not. It's just how you perceive it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And he's a nice guy. There's nothing wrong with it, I guess.
Look, man, if he was a Bears fan, he'd be trying to convince you to go to a Bears game.
But that's where I'm wrong, because I like soccer and stuff, but I'm not trying to push a single sport on people. I don't try to like convert them into. It's just like
because you have
no. What I don't like is the smugness of people like that.
Oh, right.
There's a smugness to people, to real Bible thumpers. Yeah. Like they have the answer.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, so there's like a pride to them.
Yeah, no, it's like
but that's what turns me off. Like if you're prideful,
tell me what turns you on.
Gosh, so much water.
No, it doesn't. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I derailed you.
No. There's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like if you're going to go on this journey, then and you want to bring people, you gotta set a real example.
You know what you should find while we're chatting? You should find some clips of the World
Economic Forum.
There you go. Because they said some interesting things. I think they were. I forgot what I heard a couple things. They say some wild shit, and that's where I was trying to think of like more reasons why the world's going to shit. I think there's big plans for us that we don't really know.
Oh yeah, 100%. I feel like there's a plan that's in place that they have already. It's already I would say we're 1/3 into the plan. The way I see it, I feel like we're 1/3 into the plan.
I think they're going to try, and I think one of the ways they're going to get us is with our money. I think they're going to try to make it a digital. I know. I think that's why. I think debit card was the first step of getting rid of cash. Obviously, I think it's by design.
Yeah. Because
they want to because cash is obviously, it's hard. First off, they've been printing so much. I don't even know. I guarantee we don't know the exact number of dollar bills that we've printed. It's just constantly being printed, and I don't think there's an actual account.
Hold on, because the other day I went to the bank. It was around Christmas time. They didn't have cash to give me.
I find that so hard to believe. So explain. Tell a little story.
All right, so I went to the bank and I wanted to bring out $200. They told me
$200.
They told me at this time,
not 200, not 200,000 either.
No, $200. Literally $200. I was like, you don't have cash. I wanted to give money to my daughter so she could go hang out.
What a good father.
And I was like,
breaking her off some fucking.
I wasn't gonna give her the whole 200.
Hundy. Breaking her off those Benjis real quick. His daddy got it like that. Go ahead. Sorry.
So, anyways, they didn't have cash to give me, and I was like, "What do you mean you don't have cash to give me?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm really sorry. At this time, we don't have cash." I was like, "What?" They was like, "Does your debit card work?" I was like, "Yeah, it works just fine." She was like, "Yeah, we're sorry. We really apologize." I was like, "This is like this." I
wonder if you would have gone deeper. Like, hey, it's an emergency. Like, I need this cash. What do you got? If you really like harped on them.
You think she would have dug in her pocket?
I just find it so hard to believe that. Are you going to try to tell me between an entire bank doesn't have two? Like the ATMs, there's got to be 4, 5 to 6 ATMs in the building. They have to have cash in them.
Yeah, bro. But be a little. All right. So I may be creating this whole scenario. It might just be that the lady who's supposed to open the vault wasn't there at the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? It might be something like that.
No, but you are right. You can't just like go to a bank and let's say you're balling out of control and you're like, I want to go to a strip club. I want fucking $50K and I'm just going to go there before I go to the strip.
$50K for a strip club?
Oh, there's people who do that. No doubt.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean they're trying to make a statement. Dude, I remember 50 Cent, he came in with a bunch of fucking boxes full of singles.
You saw this?
Well, on his Instagram.
Oh, okay.
And it's funny cuz he called out Bow Wow. Remember Bow Wow?
Right.
Little, whatever.
Yeah.
There's a picture of him putting money back in he put money in his pocket. There was so much money being thrown, he stuffed money in his pocket and fucking 50 called him out.
Yeah, so people do go to the bank and get
$50K yeah. You have to call ahead though. Okay. It's not like it's just sitting there and you can get it in 5-10 minutes. I think there's like little hoops you got to go through. You can't just. But I
Yeah, but
you
$200.
I know you can get it though. It's not like this. They definitely got it.
Yeah, but going back to, yes, of course they're gonna get us through our money. Because that's how you get everybody, right? I mean, if you really think about it, what slavery was, right? There was a cost to it. If you were a farmer and you had slaves who would work your land, you still had to pay for their food. You still had to pay for their housing and their heat. That's a cost. Only now the cost is much higher, and the slaves live all on their own in their own houses, and they use their own money to buy their shit. We're still slaves.
We're fucking slaves, dude. The greatest slaves don't realize they're slaves. We give all types of money out of our taxes, and we're like, oh, it goes for the roads, and it goes for the fucking schools, and it goes for police, and some of it goes there, but a far big majority of it doesn't. It's like all these politicians somehow get richer, and somehow our taxes keep going up every year. Do you think, okay, we're at, I don't know, 30 something percent, and maybe you can argue 40% or higher between property tax and fucking sales tax and all the other taxes. It's like we're almost tipping at fucking 50% of just, we work 6 months for free. Think about it. Even if you paid 40% in tax total with your income tax, federal tax, sales tax, property tax, you know, all that, it's almost probably 50% of your money. That means you work 6 months for free. Imagine that. Put that in your head. You work 6 months for free.
Not only that, when you buy a vehicle and you finance it let's say you finance it for the longest term, you pay your vehicle off plus 1.5 more if you get the lowest payments. You know, like, yeah. I think they're financing now like I don't know, $60,000 vehicle for 7 years now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So by the time you end up paying, let's say your credit is not that good, you got the worst or the lowest payment with no down payment, and they hit you with the highest sticker price. By the time you paid off your loan, you would have paid your car off, another car, and half of one more. So,
yeah, dude.
This is, of course,
everything's a scam. Everything's a scam. I've been on that. Fuck, I'm gonna preach that.
Everything's a scam. Here's what I'm doing.
I'm gonna have that on my tombstone. Everything's a scam.
No, do put something else like Dino loved red.
Tell me any industry, and I will prove to you it's a scam.
Any industry.
Just hit me with it.
Okay, industry. That's
I'm not gonna be able to give you facts, but I'll try to give you logic to why.
Yeah, let's do that.
To why it's fucking a scam.
Let's take it to the church.
Let's play a game.
Church.
Okay, what was it?
All right, the church.
Oh, that's an easy one.
Is it?
Oh, okay. Well, first off, I think it probably started off at some kind of good intention. Who knows when religion became a thing, but I think somebody at some point figured they could use it to impose power, to impose their will. They took over countries. Okay, how I can think of it as a scam, they don't pay taxes, and every time you show up, guys at the podium, he says some words, and all of a sudden some fucking goonies walk on the sides with these baskets, and you just shove money in it. They don't even say anything. They just show you the basket, and you're like, oh, there's other money in there. Let me put my money in there. And then they go back, they're all counting it up, and they don't pay any taxes. And then if you think about all the fucking churches there are, think about all the churches in this country, or in the world, especially Christian churches. Let's take that religion. Think about the amount of money, the amount of property they have. How did, like, the Vatican become its own country, have its own army? Scam.
I mean, yeah, that happened.
Power. They didn't even let people fucking read the Bible. They had people telling you what was in it. It was in Latin.
Yeah.
They're like, no. And then those guys were the rock stars, and they're fucking all the bitches, all the little boys too. No little boys' booty holes were not safe in those days. Actually, they're not even safe now. It's funny because Rogan talks about that. It's kind of funny because if you think about it, if there was any other, I don't know, let's say a basketball league let's say if it was a pool league, any like organization, if they were known for pedophilia, it would be like shut down. But for somehow the Christian church is like at some weird level, we all modern people have heard about all the little boys by some of these priests, right? But we all kind of like, I don't know, brush it off. I feel like if it was anything else, if it was NASCAR, they would be like taken away. You know, it'd be fucking shut off, shut down. So, scam.
Okay.
Give me another one.
No, I want to dig deep into this.
Okay, cool.
Because I think there's a little bit of everything and everything. Like, yes, there are scammers in every single thing that you do. But so that's a business model that helps people. There are business models that do not help people. For instance, take...
But what about people like Joel Osteen?
Okay, yeah, he owns a mega church.
Right.
These mega church preachers...
He also has like a $10 million house.
They're hard to understand, really. It's like...
No, they're great. I know who they are. They're motivational speakers, but they swap out certain words with just Jesus Christ. Like literally, you could take like... I don't know, like let's say like I don't know why the first name's coming to my mind is C.T. Fletcher. You know who C.T. Fletcher is?
I do not.
He's a big monster workout guy. He has a bunch of videos. You watch one of his videos, you're gonna go to the gym.
Really?
Motivation. He's fucking.
I need to watch
he's a tired. He's like a fuck your excuses. That's literally one of his. Fuck your excuses.
Oh wow. Okay.
He's one of those kind of guys. A hard motherfucker. First off, awesome dude.
Yeah.
He was on Rogan, but I knew who he was before that. But he was on Rogan. Had heart transplant.
Whoa.
Got a female heart that was smaller than his heart.
And it grew to the size.
Grew to a size.
Got to. Yeah.
So, and he swears it's an Asian woman. He has no proof. He has a lot of feelings. He has like new thoughts and new empathy, and he swears it's an Asian woman's heart.
So now he doesn't say F your feelings. He's like,
your
feelings are important.
No, he's even better now. He's just more like, man, you can't piss me off. Every day's a fucking blessing. I'm not supposed to be here. He's got that mentality.
Oh, I like it.
But you could take one of his good rants, and it's all gym workout.
Okay.
And you could probably just literally swap out certain words and put like just Christian or God type things, and it's the same speech. It's the same. It gets you the same way. There's tempos. There's like, it's kind of interesting because good priests are good. They're just good communicators. They know how to. They're hypnotizing you. They're getting you into a wave of thought, and you're no longer thinking. They're telling you what to think, and I think this is what comedians do. This is what good actors do.
Sure.
Good podcasters do. Good, it's like they know how motivational speakers they know how to talk. They say things in a certain way, and they know how to fucking grab your attention. And as long as you deep down know what you're talking about, you can keep ranting and you keep your attention. Because I think as soon as you pause or as soon as you say or you know what I'm saying? Like those kind of things, it breaks attention. It breaks that spell.
Yeah.
But if you could rant and you keep saying the right things and you got the same, and I think cadence matters, like how you say it, like how fast you're saying it, how many words in each sentence are you saying, kind of thing. I think all that matters. And so I think someone like Joel Osteen is really just a motivational speaker that can talk about God.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you have to be if you're going to be like a mega church preacher. But what I meant to say, or the point that I was trying to get you to go into is like that business model motivates people to do better in their life through help, through to build your inner confidence, to be a better person, to build a better community, to make a better world in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah. I don't know.
About the puke?
I'm fighting something, I think. It's weird.
Coronavirus?
Probably. I don't know.
2.0? It's COVID. It's COVID-19 or actually 20. It's a new altered version.
COVID-23.
Oh, okay. Speaking of, okay, do you want to finish your
Yeah,
thought?
let me just finish my
your
thought. Yeah, so that business model helps to make the world a better place, I think.
Okay. But you don't know what they're doing with their money. Now, yes, I know they have like food drives and
But I don't care though what he does with his money.
Not him. I'm just saying the Christian church.
Okay, yeah.
Like they're not like. Does the Christian church, you think, have like a Christian Inc. where it's a corporation and they own other things other than just Christian stuff? Like building, you know what I'm saying? Like, do they have a fucking index? Are they in index funds? Do they take their surplus of money invested in the stock market?
Well, the one thing I would say
is that would be interesting.
There's nothing wrong with building wealth, especially.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, especially like if you're like you start off as a small church.
If you provide a service that benefits multiple millions of people, yeah, you should make some money. I'm not hating on it. I'm just telling the business of what it is.
Yeah,
that's all.
But what I'm saying is that business structure helps the world to be a better place. And if you get rich along the way, it's just a benefit of. Where there's like other like why would you like Davos, or I'm sorry, there's I'm looking at Davos right here. But anyways, so there's a company that makes
Are we gonna play that, by the way?
They make robots. Yeah, we could watch this right now. But
20 minutes, never mind.
But what I would like to point to is that there are corporations that are war companies, and they make certain machines that are meant to kill human beings. And I feel like, what is the benefit to doing that?
Well,
where like that business structure is like it's more for destruction.
It's crazy that we even have war, period. Now, there's probably going to be always some kind of fighting, because I think that's natural. But mass casualty is probably not a normal thing, like a natural thing. I think because there's always been probably tribes taking over other tribes. They want their resources. Maybe their shit dried up. They're getting desperate. And maybe, the other people didn't want to help them, and then they're like, fuck it, well, you don't want to help us, we got to take it. I think that's always going to be a thing, but with the whole guns thing, it's like...
Not guns, I think it's necessary.
Or just war. Yeah, I think so too, right.
Yeah.
Guns are for hunting, really? Isn't... Okay, I was actually thinking about that today, as a matter of fact, because...
Now, guns are for protection. So, like, if you have a gun, I have a gun.
No. But think about this. What would you think the gun was originally meant for? Hunting?
Oh, I think it started off as, like...
or protection. Because I think my guess is to kill animals first.
Can you say that hunting is part of protection? Because in order to protect your family, you got to feed them.
Yeah, right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to kill the animal.
It's not protection if you got to feed them.
Well, don't you have to love them, protect them, raise them so that they become the next generation?
I think. Well, I don't know. I don't think you can kill with a gun. You can kill an animal for protection, but you hunt for sustenance.
But isn't that a way of preserving life?
Yeah, I guess your own life. I guess.
But
it's not protection, though.
Well, in a way, it kind of is. I don't know. All right, so okay, I'm just saying the way I can protect my children is I'll keep them healthy.
Yeah.
I know it's a stretch.
Yeah,
okay.
It is.
Anyways, I was beating that horse.
Yeah. You were trying. I see it. But. Why do we bring that up?
Yeah, guns. What they made for killing.
I was thinking about because when the gun was actually invented, because I was listening to a podcast and the person was like, "Who won and who lost?" Meaning, somebody has to be the benefit of the gun and somebody has to be the loser of the gun, right? So, And I was thinking when he first said that, I was like, oh, animals were the first loser, because I assumed guns were invented to kill animals at first.
I think they were invented to put us on the same level of an animal, to make the fight fair.
Okay, well,
so that also falls into protection. I'm beating this horse.
I think, yeah, no, I'm just trying to say, like, we use guns to hunt first, and then I think we ended up turning it on each other.
Well, we know the revolver was made to kill multiple Indians.
But to get us into this, you were saying how there's people who benefit off that, and there's like...
Right.
And my thing is, like, you know, there's so many different levels of people telling you that, you know, we're about to be in a war, or you got to go to Iraq, and they feed them these, and they're probably, I bet you those kind of, like, specifically the Afghanistan war, I bet you they were showing, like, videos to these guys, like pumping them up to kill Afghanistans because it's gonna, or Afghanis to, it's because it's gonna save our country, you know. So there's like basically propaganda, because obviously the whole war was for nothing. They didn't have the weapons they had, blah, 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 all that shit. So, I don't know, man. I just surprised that we still, I guess, fall for it. But you can't blame the people who, you know, I guess fall for it. I don't know. But I'm just surprised that, like, I don't know, we still do this shit. I mean, we're still in wars. There's still people who do that. But I don't know. Maybe only because we're so first world and we're so lucky that we can even contemplate, like, world peace, when people in, like, fucking China or, like, North Korea are just like, I want to eat.
Yeah.
Let alone, like, peace. Like, they can't even fathom peace. They're just like, how do I survive?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's like, so here's like a weapon that they made that's really crazy. This is a military-made robot that fuels itself by eating biological organisms that fuel it. What do you think about that?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
So imagine a robot that its fuel is to eat biological material.
Oh, you brought this up.
What are you made out of?
Yeah.
What am I? I'm made out of biological material. And this robot eats human beings or to fuel itself?
Yeah, but is it conscious to actually feed itself, or it only operates on...
Listen, bro. Listen. We heard Jordan Peterson just say that there's ChatGPT is going to be smarter than us in 2 years. I showed you a video.
Where did you get that number from? Why isn't it 18 months?
But is that much of a difference, Dino?
Why isn't it 13 months?
Well, maybe it will be 13 months. But in his estimation, right, he used his ability to problem solve. And he believes with his mathematical ideas that 2 years is just about the time that he thinks this is going to go down. If it happens in 10 months, he's still not wrong. It's going to happen.
Yeah, well, yeah. But how do you think... I don't even know... I wonder how it even affects me. Or you, personally.
Okay.
What do you think is going to happen?
But like I said, this year, my resolution, 2 things were my resolution. Read the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And take lunch to work every day. Make my own lunch.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, here's the deal.
What's your is it a money thing?
I have an extra $600 in my bank account.
If you do that?
Already.
Oh,
already.
I see what you're saying. And just yeah, I know. You don't got to tell me, man. The amount of money I've spent on food and nights out and dinners out, it's around $10,000 a year, I think. And that's dinners. That's one. Okay, think about one $200 dinner per week, which is pretty much the average. Maybe it's a little bit less.
Yeah, it's 10 grand.
Yeah,
it's 10 grand a year.
Yeah. So, and I mean, but the thing is like I like dinners. I like you know, fucking nice restaurants and fucking cocktails. So that's why February, I'm gonna clean it up. I'm cleaning up the diet. No more sugar bullshit, and actually no booze. I'm looking forward to it. Actually.
Do you think you're different on sugar than you are off sugar?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think if my cognitiveness,
Cognitive.
ness,
Cognitive.
cognitiveness,
Okay.
cognitiveness.
Yeah. Your cognitiveness.
It will sharpen
Your
because like
cognitiveness.
there's how there's certain days your brain's just firing on all cylinders. You just feel sharp, or you can recall, your speech is good, all that. I think like I've been sloppy this last couple months, and I fucking just like I feel it all around.
Yeah.
I feel it like my energy has been less for sure. Just my mental, I just don't feel as sharp. I don't know. So I do think, and my brain, dude, I bet you there are certain doctors that would diagnose me with ADHD. I'm almost positive. Like I can't, and I'm
not a doctor, and I know you have ADHD.
And there's probably with a mild case of dyslexia as well.
Okay, that's probably all.
It's probably related. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
High
I think
functioning,
it could be diet. It could definitely be diet. It's probably most likely diet related. Just although I don't eat terrible, I say it all the time. I don't eat terrible, but I just know I'm not doing it right. So I'm just gonna force myself to do it right. And I already know that I'm gonna in the few days that I've already like last couple of days haven't had I haven't had any desserts, haven't had any like midday snacks, and I already feel a little bit better. And it's just that quickly, just 2 days. I already woke up. I'm like, maybe it's like inflammation, less inflammation in the body,
and that's key, right? Because that kills you slowly.
Dude, I think sugar is the devil. And
we're getting back to spirits. I was gonna ask.
Dude, the sugar, I think if you wanna, the sugar could, it's one of those things that it's like behind all closed doors is like the root of all evil.
Well, that's the reason why I asked you. I was like, do you think you're different on sugar than you are off sugar? And it's because I think you put it in your body and it changes some things.
I agree.
It allows you to act a different way than you would have without it.
I agree. And then your body gets that. And at first, maybe
possession?
It's like it gives you, or a drug. It could be a drug.
So, do you believe in ghosts?
Nah, I believe there's fucking drugs that aren't drugs. Like coffee is a drug. I don't care what you say. It's a drug.
Okay.
You don't. If you're a heavy coffee drinker and you drink it every day, and you don't drink it one day, you get a headache, aka withdrawals. That's a fucking drug.
No coffee.
It changes your fucking mind. It makes me, but I love it. It makes your. It's a reason why there's like 6 billion cups a day. I
think it tastes disgusting.
You just don't know shit.
It's disgusting. Coffee is I cannot believe that people drink coffee first thing in the morning.
Well, you're not supposed to drink it first thing in the morning. You're actually supposed to wait a couple hours.
Everybody drinks it in the morning.
I don't. Well, there's I think there was some studies done that like something to do with your cortisol levels. You're not supposed to really drink coffee in the first couple hours of waking because your stomach's like rebalancing itself or something. I don't know. But coffee's a drug, and what was the other thing I was thinking? Oh, sugar. Sugar for sure, man. It hits your endorphins. You've seen the videos of like kids eating fruit and shit for the first time, and that first little bit taste of sugar, man. It's like their eyes light up. It's like a crack pipe, So,
right.
And the way, their whole industry has fucking infiltrated our whole diet system. I sent you that thing that Rogan posted about fucking. What was it? Lucky Charms was ranked higher than ground beef in the fucking nutritional value.
Lies.
Are you kidding me? Like
all lies.
What, dude? We should fucking look up that list. Look up that list so we can just fucking talk shit about it. Yeah, they made their so I think it was 2022 or was it 2023. The FDA came out with their like list of good foods, right? And they ranked them. And I forgot what the top one was. But I know like the bottom 4 or 5 was ground beef. And like 5 fucking places above that. Maybe I have to go to Rogan's fucking you might need, I don't know. You might need to be tapped into Instagram to. But yeah, man, they're just, I don't know, man. And that's in that, and the FDA, it's probably all sponsored by these fucking food companies.
Without a doubt.
Oh man, I heard some type of shit. The FDA gets like 70% of their funding from fucking pharmaceutical companies. Dude, there's no check. Okay, we have the illusion of checks and balances in this country. We don't. We do not. Because all the people who used to regulate the fucking like pharmaceutical companies when they would come out with some bullshit, those motherfuckers all work for it's a revolving door of FDA and fucking like pharmaceutical companies. All these people just work for each other. They all scratch each other's backs, make money. It's like, I don't know, man. This is why we're fucked. Brings us full circle. This is another. We have no checks and balances. We have the illusion of option. We have the illusion of vote. I don't know.
Yeah. So this is why I decided to start to read the Bible again. And it's because it's a better guide than it's a better guide than anything else that's out there. Who am I going to listen to? The FDA?
It's not a bad guide.
Do I watch the news?
It is definitely not a bad guide.
Who's guiding me? I'm being led by blind people.
No,
honestly.
But is it less about who you need guidance from, or you have to know who to pay attention to? Because I feel like the internet, there's unlimited guidance. There's unlimited people telling you how to think and what to do.
Yeah, but what's a better guide than an ancient book that's laid out with ideas to live a better life for you, yourself, your community, and the whole world? I think I'm going to go with that. It's lasted. Look at these 66 books have lasted the test of time.
What if I wrote a book right now?
Yeah, I would be like,
throw it in a cave.
Someone
found it a couple years, 1,000 years from now.
Yep.
Started a whole thing. Imagine another couple 1,000 years after that.
Mm-hmm. I imagine they would take it and burn it.
Someone like me asked you, and then that person's like, well, this book's thousands of years old. It's an old thing.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, but this book comes with history, and it comes backed with the stamp and seal of so many philosophers, people who were way smarter than their generation. It comes with their stamp of approval,
but it also comes with their personality and their flavor. It's like if me and you go to and see a car accident,
yep,
and then we're giving our report to a police officer.
Yep.
You're gonna have your version. I'm gonna have my version.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be similar in subject, but just different.
The main idea is always there. So there's 4 Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, right? They all tell the story of Jesus, but they each tell it their own way. But the main idea is there. He came here, he brought some news, and that news was to get us out of the cycle of destruction we were in so that we could find a better way.
Man. I wonder what. All right, so you know, there's always some secret societies that claim, like Masons, that they have like ancient knowledge.
Yeah.
Right. I wonder what the fuck that is. Right. Like, I wonder if they know like certain things about the Bible to actually be more true because like maybe they have more documents to prove it versus other things, you know?
Right.
I don't know. That'd be interesting. I was trying to think about that. Like, I wonder what they know. Like, what would be so like secretive that this is what it's got to keep between them. You know?
Right. Yeah, it's really crazy, man. I don't know. I've been. I want to live my life better than I have. I want to be better than I used to be.
And okay, so list all the things that you want to list. How you're gonna do that? So far you mentioned you're trying to read the Bible more, which you've already started executing, and saving some money, bringing lunches. So what are some other?
Yeah, I can't change. I can't overhaul everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I think that a good start is start where I am.
Well, it's always little steps, right? I feel like the key to real change. I think a lot of people like they want to take the extreme. It's like, let's say if losing weight was you think you wanted to change desperately. It's like in you're a big person and you're like, I want to lose 60 pounds. You're like, I need to lose 60 pounds right away. But the better thing to do is to change your life to where you're losing, a half a pound a day because the little decisions you're making that are improving it. So I think like the way change really works is just like trying to make the just right small decisions. We go through so many decisions each day, right? You're probably who knows how many actual decisions you're making a day? Probably hundreds, maybe thousands.
Right.
So I think like it's all the little battles you have. It's like even today, it's like I almost thought like I want to go stop and get like something sweet because I was craving some sugar because I haven't kind of had it in a little bit, and it's like just those little battles. Normally, like the other last week, yesterday, or I mean a couple days ago, I just go drive and get it. It's like I lost that battle. It's like sometimes I'll eat and then I'll have that second plate that maybe I didn't need to have. It's like I lost that battle. So it's like I think it's just a lot of little battles you got to win. That's how you make the change. And it's like you don't have to think of it as like a giant, thing you have to do all at once. I think it's little increments.
Yeah, that's how you do it. I feel like you just make a tiny, small little change. Because a small change is way easier than a giant restructuring of everything.
Right.
And that little change will lead to something else. And once you master that little thing, you move on to the next thing. Yeah. I don't know. Sugar is one of those things that I'm not.
I know it's
sure.
but it's so it's so hard to fight it because it's everywhere. It's like if crack was our problem and everywhere was crack rocks. Every fucking store had crack rocks, and it's literally advertised to you in your face.
Right.
You have no chance.
Yeah.
You can't cut. I don't want to cut sugar out 100%. I just want natural sugar. I just want fruits to really be my only source of sugar.
Right.
Because I kind of want to do. I'd really love to do a version of the carnivore diet. I want to eliminate all carbs.
Version, but a carnivore diet is only one, right? It's just
right.
meat.
I don't think they eat fruit.
Yeah, it's just meat.
Right.
Jordan Peterson eats only meat.
Right, and his daughter had he talked about it, like his daughter had all types of skin issues,
an ankle replacement, 2 hip replacements, and she started eating only meat, and she changed her life.
I know. It makes sense, dude. We eat bullshit. Dude, we eat bullshit. I eat bullshit. Anything you open
Just
up...
imagine what you would look like if you ate better.
I know. I think about... Listen, I had like 2 days ago, I'm texting my girl. I'm just finally had it. I finally, all the people who want to lose weight, if you haven't got to the absolute point of disgust with yourself, you're not going to change. Because it's always going to be like tomorrow. It's always because you have to. It's not like I hit a rock bottom, but like you have to hit an absolute point of disgust with yourself. Like I am fucking tired of this little belly showing. This is like the biggest I've felt in a while, even though weight wise it's technically not. Just my belly feels the flabbiest it's felt. Although I do ab workouts every workout. So I know I have fucking thick abs under it. I think the part of the problem is my abs are pushing the fat farther. I have fat on my bellies, but I also have ab muscles. So it's pushing it out and it's making me feel like I'm fatter than I am. But either way, I finally had it. So I feel like when you finally get to the point of the disgust, then the decisions are so much easier. Like Jim Rohn says, once your why gets bigger, the how gets easier. So
I like that.
So it's like
shout out to Jim Rohn.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know if he got that from his. He always talks about his mentor Earl Schoaf, but yeah, that's true. It's like once you have kids, it's so easy to get your ass up and go to work. It's like I gotta fucking feed these kids.
Yeah,
that's your bigger reason why, and when you finally get to a place of like true disgust, like, nah, man, this fucking summer, Jose, I'm gonna be fucking stupid jacked or stupid lean. I'm gonna have that.
I like it.
I'm gonna be that dude this summer. I said like the last 2 years. I'm like, my birthday, I think I might have told you. I don't know why I keep revolving it around my birthday, but like every birthday I want to do like a photo shoot. You know? I just want to, really, it's like, I want a documentation because I'm sure Instagram will probably be around for a long time, or some kind of version of it, or some company will buy it. Either way, all your shit's going to still be like stored. I kind of use it like a memory file. It'd be just nice to like, okay, this is what I looked at 30, this is what I looked at 35, this is what I looked at 40, every couple years, maybe even every year. And then at some level, it's like, you got to remind these motherfuckers what's up. Sometimes you got to let a motherfucker know. It's like, oh, you motherfuckers got fat during Corona, and you are slipping that as the age is going. You're blaming it on your 3 kids, you're going to blame it on this, then the other, whatever. At some level, there's some part of me, and shouldn't even say this out loud, but there's some part of me, it's like, I just want to make you feel bad. It's like, you could look like this, but you're choosing not to because you're a lazy fuck. And I want to almost make you feel like, dude, this has happened a few times where we'll be at break with guys. We're all bullshitting. We're talking. Out of nowhere, somebody be like, man, I got to get back in the gym. Out of nowhere. And they'll be looking at me. I'm like, what made you say that? You look like you're in shape, whatever. And it's like, yeah, motherfucker, that's right. There's a part of me, it's like that. It's like, I kind of want to make you feel it. Because there's certain dudes, when they size you, and they're like, fuck. Because I've done, I can only speak on that because I've done that, right? It's like, I've looked at people, I'm like, damn, he slays pussy. Like, this guy fucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, oh, and it's like, I want to make other people feel like that.
Well,
and then I'm not trying to like sound like a mean way.
No.
But
I think that's good, because I want to surround myself with people that make me feel bad.
Because it up your game up. Yeah. I see that, no doubt.
Yeah. I want. So there's like stories of like samurais, right? And after they would lose their master, they'd become ronins. Mm-hmm. Right? Shoguns. They become shoguns. One or the other. I can't remember. But anyways, what they do is they go out throughout the land searching for a worthy adversary.
Yeah, right, okay.
And so, if you're constantly around someone that's praising you, giving you all, like, everything is good, you don't need to worry about nothing, it's going to make you weak. Mm-hmm. And you want to be at the top of your game at all times. And so, when you say those things, I'm like, yeah, that's who I want to surround myself with. People that make me feel bad, because that's going to push me to be better than I am.
Right. You definitely need that.
Yeah. I try to do that with like, and by all means, I feel like I'm rich. But when somebody spends their money on bullshit, I always ask. I'm like, hey, do you do that a lot? Mm-hmm. And they're like, what do you mean? Like what? And I was like, do you go out all the time? Mm-hmm. Do you waste this much money all the time?
Right.
And they're like, yeah, I actually do. I'm like, oh, yeah.
And those are the motherfuckers complaining like they ain't got shit. Yeah, it's always rich people's problem. It's always rich person. Oh, they took from me.
And I'm like, well, the reason why you don't have shit is because...
Yeah, but you could almost not even blame that person, because we're all fed this fucking bullshit dream. We've been scammed into this life. Right? Think about this. There's no correct way to be a human. Okay? There's no correct way. Now, I feel like there's things that we can all agree upon are better than others. Right? We should live a life of like just don't fuck with people, don't kill people, right? Like we can all get on board with, like, there shouldn't be people murdering other people. Most people can get on board with that. Okay. But Man, my fucking brain, dude. I don't know why I always fucking trail off. I can't remember what I was gonna say.
Yeah, so basically, no one
So
lives.
fucking stupid.
Here, I got you. No one lives their life perfectly.
Oh
as a
yeah,
human
right.
being.
So
There's no one way to live life.
So we're fed this dream, right? We're fed this whole wake up, get a job. You know, like we get thrown into school, which really isn't an option. We don't even have the option, right? We can't even. We're just thrown into the school, which I'm not saying it's bad. Maybe you can argue is the curriculum far outdated. Yeah, the idea of school I think is obviously great, right? We need to fucking train the youth for the world. But I think what they're teaching. You can argue what they're teaching nowadays is not even useful. Fucking 200-year-old type shit. But we're all fed this shit. We're like told you gotta pay. We're just living this like a material life, you know. It's all just thrown on us, and you see it on TV, and then all, you know, realistic. I was thinking about this too. Like celebrities are really the new gods of today. Like gods back in the day were pretty much the rock stars, why everyone worshipped, everyone talked about, everyone tried to be like.
Yeah.
Well, that's what celebrities are now, right? It's like we've in celebrity and people in advertisement figured out to connect celebrities and materials and just fame and material and just this whole fucking hamster wheel of I gotta be. It's the whole, you know, keeping up with the Joneses idea. Like that's the keeping up with the Joneses idea is the fucking dream, or it's the idea sold to us, I think. And, you know, the keeping up with the Joneses, though, that what that means is like you're trying to be, you know, if you have a rich neighbor, you're not as rich, you want to look as rich as them and you want to be like them, so you buy the things with them. You're trying to keep up with the things they're doing. I think that's what we're all fed. We're all fed that, and it's beat into us through music and movies, and it's like, I don't know, man. It's like life doesn't have to be that way. It wasn't, obviously.
This is why this year I'm reading the Bible. Because you're being fed all the stuff that keeps you sad, keeps you broken,
I agree.
You sick, keeps you stupid and ignorant. Mm-hmm. And so I've seen it throughout the years. And I was raised in it, so I understand a lot of it. I don't understand all of it. I couldn't even say I understand 35% of it. But I do understand a lot of it. And I'm like, I need to break away from the system that keeps you a slave and broken. I need to be free. And I feel more free today than I have before. And I have moments of things that I deal with. But I think overall, in this mind frame, I'm going to be way better for everyone around me will benefit.
Yeah.
Because so if they're feeding you, if the world is feeding you all this bullshit, and you know, earlier we talked about like when I came here earlier, me and Dino were talking about how, you know, they took prayer out of school, they took the 10 Commandments out of school, and you know, what does that really do? I was like, listen, when you pray, I said that it's like you're spraying in the air to keep the mosquitoes away. You know?
But don't you think they took prayer out of school because there's multiple cultures now in there, and you can't just preach the Christian God when there's Muslim kids and there's...
That's what they told us. That is what they told us.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But if there's one unifying God, then what does it matter? If you pray, it makes you better. So let's say there's mosquitoes in the air, demons, and you spray, right? You pray. Go away a little bit. Yeah, they're always going to be there because they're amongst us. All these bad thoughts, all these sadness, all this ideas that put you down in a way or keep you fat or eating sugar. All these. Are you fucking yawning again?
Sorry, I'm dead. Dude, I've been tired since we started this, bitch.
Anyways.
That's why I suck this whole podcast. Sorry.
No, you're doing great.
No, I did terrible.
But anyways, so I just feel like, you know, they took this out of schools. What if you take that out of school? What's left to come in? Like, what kind of ideas are going to be coming in?
Okay, I see what you're saying, and I think like metaphors, like you can interchange a lot of things. I think just corporations are feeding these kids these things because it's just they want to make money. They want the kids to want to be like celebrities. It's just like you're trying to take like a biblical approach to it when it could just be just fucking shady business dudes are like, yeah, we get them young, then we have them the course of their life because we framed the way they think. It's not the devil taking over. It's just like these people figured out some business, capitalism can lead to some slimy people. And
what is that slimy person in the spirit of?
Greed.
And what is greed a part of?
Some of our negative traits we have.
And everything that's negative is not a part of?
I don't know.
It's not good.
Well, but it's perception.
No, if it's bad, it's bad. There is no bad and good. And there is no good and bad.
That's not true.
All right, give me an example.
I already gave it to you.
Do it again.
Somebody breaks in your house. You got to protect your family. Mm-hmm. You got to kill that person.
Yep.
So it's not a good thing you killed a person in the overall arc of things.
Yep.
But out of protection and survival.
Yep.
It's acceptable, or at least that's how our logic would let us. But it's really perception.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's under the law. I did the right thing. It's not wrong.
Yeah, but the law, those are just words on a paper.
But also I protected my people.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Okay, what if the guy breaking into your house was just so desperate? He wasn't really trying to hurt you or be malicious or anything. He was literally trying to feed his family too. Like literally, let's say he wasn't being greedy. It wasn't just about feed. Right. Just saying the hypothetical. He was just trying to feed.
That's fine, but there's a way to go about that.
Yeah.
So that
I'm not saying it's right, but
you don't do the bad thing. Do the right thing.
Yeah.
I believe that politicians they formulate these laws with wiggle room for their benefit. And I think when you do that, and I know maybe it's just my simple mind speaking, but I think that you could make some very good concrete rules that are general.
Yeah,
for all, instead of like except for this and these loopholes we leave open.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I mean, there's general things I think we all can agree upon, like, don't infringe on somebody else's happiness, don't hurt anybody, don't steal from anybody.
Okay, well, we used to
kill anybody.
Well, all you're saying are the 10 Commandments,
right? That's why. Well, that's I'm saying the Bible's not a bad. It's not a bad guideline.
Well, okay. So if it's not a bad guideline, why, when people bring it up, it's such a like stinky, like there's a smell
because of how it. I think how it's maybe how it's marketed. It's not marketed the best. Maybe it can be marketed better. What do I mean by that?
Yeah. What the fuck do you mean?
Well, like I said. It's a weird, to credit what I'm about to say is like, it's a kind of a weird thing. Okay. When I was in my 20s, I used to go to church once a year with my family, Greek Orthodox. We go to Greek church on Greek Easter. We would probably get there around 11 PM, sit there for about an hour. Then at midnight, 12:01, the priest comes, passes the flame, and Christ has risen. We do a whole prayer. It's a whole fucking chant. The whole fucking church is doing this chant at the same time, right?
The ritual was supposed to teach you something about you. It's a ritual to teach you something about you.
Yeah, okay, well...
You didn't get it.
I didn't like it then. Because I'm like, this is weird. And when I was younger, I never thought of it. I used to do that. You do like 3 crosses with you got a candle with the flame, and everyone's got a candle. And when I was younger, whatever, I didn't have a think one way or another. But in this scenario, I think I was early. It could have been teens. I could have been at like 19. But I remember like 20. No. I was in my 20s because I was smoking weed again. So I remember I had smoked a little bit, went to church, and I was like I was very really like in the analytical mind. I was just like analyzing everything. And what the fuck?
Yeah, so you were a kid. You didn't really think about the ritual being something that was meant to teach you something.
Oh yeah, okay. I was thinking about what. Okay, so we were doing, and I remember thinking like, dude, like this is just so weird. I don't know. It seems just like we're in this. It's almost like trance. They put you in this trance, and you're supposed to just go along, and it just feeds the thing. And I remember thinking in my time, like, dude, this is just a weird thing. And then the guys with the baskets came with the money, and I don't know why it made me feel so weird. I just hated that, like, these guys. No one said anything. The priest didn't even say like, hey, okay, there's going to be a donation, come through. They just fucking slid up next to you with this basket, and they just expect you to put money in it. And I just didn't like, my thought was like, why do I feel obligated to put money in this? I'm trying to think of like, I don't know, maybe I'm a cheap person, I don't know, but I don't know why are you making me feel obligated to put thing? And I know, like, okay, the church has lights and it has bills, and this thing keeps, it fixes, plumbing goes, whatever, all this money goes toward that. I get that, but it was just so weird. It was so weird to me, and at that moment I was like, man, I just like stopped. I stopped even like I stopped doing any of it. I stopped doing the cross. I stopped I hummed the words that I did know in Greek. There's this Christos Anestes, that means, Christ is risen, whatever, in Greek. And stop saying all of it. My parents would be like, Christos Anestes. And then you're supposed to say, Alithos Anestes means, yeah, he has risen. Yeah, he has risen. Like you say that. I don't like doing any of that. I don't know. I don't like the whole.
I think the church has had a chance by now to be able to connect with people throughout the generations and the different changes in society, and they haven't wanted to do that.
You're right.
And because of that, they don't make these connections. And the only way you'll actually make these connections is if you get in to reading this book, these 66 books, and intricately look at the little nuances that explain internal operations of the entire universe. And if you don't understand what's happening, it's like, whatever. You stay a child. The Bible asks you to grow. It asks you to become a man, to become a leader. And if you never connect, and the church is very guilty of it, not connecting with the people. And most people go because they're afraid of dying, or they catch a disease. You know what? It's too late when you do that. It's never too late. It's never too late. But it's
but they're using it like a fucking lifeline.
Yeah, exactly. They use it. They're like, "Oh God, help me now." It's like, yeah, of course. You were.
You know what's crazy? I've had. We could bring this up for another podcast, but I had an enormously crazy experience where I was pistol whipped. I had a gun to me, right? We can get it. That's a whole big long story, but in the moment, there was a moment where I had a shirt over my head and I had a gun to me, right? And I had my head down, and then they were trying to get money from me and shit. And then I said I had no money, and then I said maybe I got some money. And anyway, he hit me with a pistol. Boom, hit me in the eye. Fucking had I had a white shirt over my face, and it was immediately drenching with blood. And in the moment, I was extremely calm, and I said, I am not gonna pray. I'm not gonna be that person who's like fakely going into like some. I had that thought. I'm not going to do that. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. So pride filled you, and you were like, I don't need you, God. I don't know if that's what happened, but what I'm saying, that was the moment. That was the moment to pray.
Right.
Yeah, that was it.
But I didn't. Yeah. In my calmness.
You're just not there yet.
No, you know what's interesting about that calmness? This is like a whole thing that I don't know how to articulate because this is something I only thought about. But I think there's something to be said of, and I know what you're already going to say. There's something to be said about giving yourself up in the moment to whatever outcome's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So you can call that faith in something. You can call, like, in a couple times, crazy, dude, the only car accident I ever got into. The only one. I fucking drove on the other side of the road. I was fucking partying and was all fucked up driving. I pretty much would head on with the car.
Whoa.
And I fucked up. Right? I knew it in my core. I fucked up. So I'm pretty sure I was texting. I don't know, man. I was like looking down, texting, boom, hit. My phone flies over. I'm like, my ears are already ringing. Airbags went off. The first thing I do, grab my phone, try to get out the door, can't get out because it's fucking smashed in. I had to climb out my window. First thing I do, go to the car. I see two people. They're looking at me. So immediately I'm like, okay, they're not dead. So it was like that immediate, like, okay. I was so calm the whole time because I knew, I was like, I fucked up. I'm accepting 100% what happens. I fucked up. They're like, oh, what happened? I go, I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck happened. Right? I'm like, I don't know what the fuck happened. They're like, had you been drinking? And I was like, I'm not fucking admitting to these people I had been drinking, you know? And I had, of course. I was partying. Probably was even, I'm pretty positive I was on ecstasy too. And they're like, oh, we had been drinking too. They had been drinking. Whoa. And they had to have been drinking. How'd they not see a car coming in on them? Right. Why didn't they beep the... I don't think they were looking. Honestly, I don't think they were looking until the last second either. Anyways, still my fault. I'm not trying to blame them or anything, but I know they were fucking around too. But anyways, and they were like, can we just call tow trucks? They wanted to just sweep it under the rug. I'm like, believe me, there is nothing more than I would love for us just to deal with our insurance companies. Believe me. But in my head, I was like, I fucked up. I know I fucked up. And I was like, I'm going to just accept it. I'm like, and then I call my mom. I'm like, listen, Mom, I fucked up. I've been drinking. I just got into a car accident. I got fucked up. I'm probably going to get a DUI. I'm like, I'm just letting you know so you're fucking already know what's up, you know? And the cops come. I'm calm. Stupid calm. I just was calm. I was on ecstasy. Everything sober immediately. Obviously the adrenaline and shock probably snapped me right into fucking and calm. Just I remember just being so calm because I was like, I'm just accepting whatever. I must have cashed in all my good karma chips. I fucking threw some mints in my mouth. I put cologne on before, because me and the people were talking for like, I don't know, probably 15 minutes before cops showed up, 20 minutes. We didn't even call them. Somebody else drove by. Hey, is everything all right? Yeah, we're good. They probably called. The cops were like, why are the parents here already? They called their parents came to me. I go, listen, man, I'm sorry. I fucked up. This is 100% my fault. I go, I think I fell asleep. I'm like, I had been up. And this is a true story. I had work that morning. It's 4:30 in the morning the next day. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning for work. So it is 24 hours. So I leaned on that. I go, I'm listen, man, I'm a painter. I went to work this morning. I'm on the way to my girlfriend's house, even though we weren't even dating. I just lied. I'm like, I'm on the way to my girlfriend's house. I'm like, I think I fell asleep, man. I made the turn. I think I just kind of fell asleep, and I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm glad everything's like. They were thanking me for not running away. I'm like, well, there was not even an option. I was never even gonna think about running away, Because first off, a car was totaled. Their car totaled. Fucking boom. There's no. I should show you that. You're gonna be like, holy fuck. If I never showed you the pictures, they're pretty crazy. My little Honda Civic totaled it. And just that calmness. I don't know. So but I ranted the whole time talking about calmness. And when I got pistol whipped, calmness. There's been a couple times where there's like this unconscious understanding of just gonna take whatever the fuck. Just there's no need to worry. Just accept it. And it's worked out. So I feel like there's a weird thing when you fully just let go out of the outcome, it can work out for you. I can't say it all the time. I'm not gonna say if I murdered somebody, I'm gonna get away with it because I'm gonna be calm about it. But there's just like true accidents, true things that just like was out of your control, whatever, like a true accident. I think, I don't know.
Yeah, if you take the whole span of your life, most things work out. I think.
Or in the micro might look like it didn't, but if you zoom out,
yeah,
it probably.
I think you are capable enough to be able to make that distinction. But I think that there are a lot of people that will go into panic mode and they'll take a small situation and they'll create this massive mountain that they cannot move. They're like, you know what I mean? Like it just gets crazy. Like it's like that video that I sent you earlier today about the one guy who Project Veritas tricked them into dating or going on a date with another guy, and he made some admissions to.
So, what he's talking about is there's this guy. It was his name, James O'Keefe.
Yes.
All right. So this dude, James O'Keefe, he has this. I don't know what is it, a fucking
show, I guess.
Show or project. Yeah. What he does is he basically gets people to admit crazy things on camera. They don't actually know they're being filmed. So what he'll have tactics like he'll have, people go on dates, but it's really been set up. So there'll be, the dates working with James O'Keefe, and they'll have secret footage, and they'll go to dinners with, this video he's talking about specifically is a director from Pfizer. So he thinks this guy from Pfizer thinks he's on a date, and he gets, and what this Project Veritas does, it gets people to start talking. Get them a little liquored up, get people to start talking their shit. And
this video is 1 day old,
and I know the video, but that's maybe when it was, I don't know, maybe but I've heard. I'm telling you, I heard about that a while ago about that whole scenario. I just never seen the video for it. But so the guy gets, he's getting a little loose with the lips, and he starts talking about how Pfizer, I don't know, was it a suggestion that they might mutate the virus to make it?
Well, we could watch it.
Okay, put it on. Are people going to see this?
Yes.
I think you got to make sure. I think if your shit goes on sleep mode, it shuts off the TV.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey there. Is this seat taken? You work for Pfizer. My question for you is, why does Pfizer want to hide from the public the fact that they're mutating the COVID virus?
Is this real life? I'm literally a liar. I was trying to impress a person on a date by lying. This is absurd.
Please don't touch me. Well, this is not. By the way, don't tell anybody.
He's realizing right now that he's my job. I make $350,000 a year.
Really did. Please bring the cost as soon as possible. I'm really very unsafe.
Can you please unlock your door?
No, don't.
So this guy's freaking out.
Give me. Why do you want to
He's trying to grab the tablet.
Please unlock. Please unlock the door. Please unlock the door. Unlock the door. We're trying to unlock the door. Unlock the door.
I'm surprised there wasn't any punches thrown. Oh, I knew that was. I was like, that's not the whole video. That was just like a. That's kind of the gist of it.
That's pretty much. But I'll show the whole video so people can see it. Basically, this guy goes on a date and he works for Pfizer. He's one of the high ups at Pfizer.
But what I didn't get, okay, because I sent this to my brother and he's like, "What am I supposed to get out of this?" And I was like, "Actually, I don't know. What are we supposed to get out of this? That they're
They took a gene that we already had. They took a virus that we already had, and they made it more powerful. And not only did they make it more powerful, they're still making it more powerful. And they're doing this all for the gain of... They're trying to become like superheroes that they're putting out a virus and they have the cure already for. This is what they tried to do. But they've lied to us throughout the whole thing. We already know during the Davos convention, they asked the head guy at Pfizer, they're like, how come you didn't tell us that the vaccine didn't help with the virus? Why did you tell us that it did help? And he was like, no comment, no comment. He's like, why don't you just answer this question?
I don't know. I don't know what the big deal is with Pfizer. I think they're a reputable company, to be honest. I think they're a trustworthy.
Show everybody the tattoo you got on your chest of Pfizer.
Nah, honestly, I'm probably going to buy stock in the company, to be honest. I'm fucking foolish. At the beginning of the pandemic, there had to have been people who've invested in Pfizer and made some money.
Yeah, I don't want any of their money. I think it's evil, and I don't want no part of it.
Yeah, but what if you took all the money you made off Pfizer stock and built houses for underprivileged children, built churches, and you spread the word of God with their dirty money?
Well, there are teachings in the Bible, and you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I don't know where this ends, but it seems this is why I think the world's going to shit. So I think everyone is start doing their prayers again, start going to church on Sundays, because they're raping everybody.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Do you ever see that video? You ever see? He's like, hey, you better watch your... He's like, better hide your children, you better hide your wife, because they're raping everybody.
Oh, that gay dude?
Yeah.
Or somebody
Dude,
crawled
Tosh
in his
Point
window?
Man, what a good show, dude.
I've never watched it.
Oh, man. It was the original... do you ever watch Ridiculousness? Or
Yeah.
You know that it was that before that.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, all right, we're going to wrap this bitch up. Thanks for listening, man. I know we literally have nobody listening to this moment. Nobody has reached hour 26 right now. So fuck all you guys. Nah, I'm just playing. Love you. Peace.